I'm not sure. I have to be down in the lobby here. I'm at the Wonderlock hostel. I've been here in Jakarta for the last 10 days or so. I have to check when I actually got here. I just want to jump on and do a kind of an update and tell you guys what the plan is. Tomorrow, I just mailed out the my Hennessy hammock. If you guys probably don't know, I'm switching out my Hennessy hammock for the tent that I got from Decathlon, also a sleeping bag, and also a ground mat for more comfortable nights with the flexibility of actually. Hey, it's Matt. Matt's the first one here. Man, brother, you must have the notification set to high or something. But yeah, I'm just kind of going over. I know, Matt, you'll probably be disappointed. I got that tent over at Decathlon, and I think everything with the ground mat, the sleeping bag, and the tent, it was like $57. So it was like, I went cheap, you know, so, but it was a lot better than that $7 hammock I had from Malaysia. I gave that tent away to someone that works there. He's super happy to have it. I told him they don't do it in the rain. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to take off. I mailed my Hennessy hammock, which, you know, to my good friend and brother in Malaysia, Irish. The reason why I kind of have a little bit of an emotional attachment to the Hennessy hammock because I bought it in Japan to save myself money, which it did. Well, I'm sending it to Irish because just in case I ever want to get it back. But honestly, it's I'm pre-planning. You know, the tent is way more versatile. Way more versatile. I've had over a year now of using that hammock, and especially in the last year here, it's been very consistent. But in Japan too, over half the time, I was actually camping in it. Saved me a lot of money though in Japan, and especially when I hit Australia. When I hit Australia, I'm assuming that there's probably going to be, I don't know this because I'll be on the east coast, the more green side of Australia, but I'm assuming I'm going to probably be hitting more of the desert landscapes. And I've been in Arizona, and I know you can't really put up a hammock very easily in Arizona, and so I'm planning ahead too that, you know, if it gets to the point where I don't have trees, I don't have to worry about just putting up a tarp. Now, just using a tarp is the possibility too. I think Homeless Kiwi in London, if you guys haven't checked his channel out, he pretty well just uses a tarp. And many of my homeless days and hobo vagabond days, that's all I did. I carried around a tarp and made a lean-to, little A-frame or something. If I wanted more protection from the wind, usually a lean-to in combination with a fire is very nice. So anyway, yeah, so instead of carrying around 2 sleeping systems, I mailed one to Malaysia. So I'll have it later, but you know, the vagabond traveling around and stuff, a lot of times you're not going to get back to, you know, getting back over to Malaysia and picking it back up. So I'd rather have a brother like Irish, who I gave him my American Hobo 2 bicycle to. I'd rather him have it because, you know, financially it's still like almost around $400 because I have that hex fly, the big hex fly, the extra little large bag, and an extra snake skin for it. So I know I'd rather see someone like Irish and his family get use out of it or start their own American Hobo eBay business. Let me do something. I'm actually in my hostel right now. I went over what I purchased in my last video. I'll kind of show you what the system is. Give me a minute here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me do. See if that doesn't fall over. So yeah, I just want to jump on and say to everybody, I'm going to be hitting the travel scene again tomorrow. So this is my last night here. I just extended it one more night because I needed to mail that out this morning. And I didn't want to worry about mailing that out, packing up my bag, and going all on the same day. So today is just, I'm going to put up my tent today. I'll do some filming of that. The initial, set it up, make sure it doesn't have any factory rips or, you know, and I won't know how good the seams are until my first rain, but it's got a nice rain fly. Then my sleeping bag, which I put in the waterproof bag, which will go in my backpack. That's what I needed to open up the room for. So, yeah, so this right here is what I'll be carrying. This sleeping bag, ground cover, sleeping bag, and my tent. And that's what I needed to. That's why I needed to get rid of the room from. That's why I needed to mail out my Hennessy hammock. So, yeah, I'm sad to see the Hennessy hammock go, but I had to actually make a decision. It's like I need the versatile. Having that little $7 tent, I realized how much easier it is just to throw that out on any little clearing on the ground, no matter you know where I'm at. It's just a lot easier than trying to find the perfectly spaced trees and you know. So anyway, so it's going to be abandoned for now. Yeah, the hammock's going to be abandoned for now, Matt. Yeah, and honestly, it's still like, so Matt, it's like, brings you, you're talking about the pad bringing me, yeah, that was one of the things that I struggle with because I'm one of those people that can just roll up on the ground, but it's nice to, you know, as long as the ground doesn't suck out all your body heat, which it's known to do. But I've been just kind of like sleeping on that, with that sun visor that you put in your window of your car, and I was like, I'm gonna get something to actually sleep on. So I'm getting gear more like a true vagabond would carry around, and not so hobo-ish like I do. Sleeping bag, it's kind of going into the colder season, I'm assuming, and just in general, it's nice to have the comfort instead of just layering up my clothes. You know, that's what I've been doing, just and which is nice actually. If you layer right, you can just lay down on the ground, and they call it flopping. So flopping is when you just fall asleep wearing the clothes that you actually are wearing, you know, and that works out. Like when I was traveling around in my Carhartt overalls, you could basically, if you layered right, you could just lay down anywhere. You still need to carry around a tarp. So if it did start raining, you just do like a burrito roll. You know, just wrap up yourself like a burrito and fall asleep. As long as you don't suffocate yourself. I hope the bed brings you a lot of comfort. Mexico. All right. I'm biking. I love your trip, bro. Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, no, I'm glad to actually, it seems like there's more cyclists that are starting to watch my channel. I've been on for about a year, but it just depends on, I've noticed some people saying, hey, the route I did, or something like, or this is a great route, this is what I've done in the past, so it's nice to actually have some other cyclists, watching my channel. So Mexico, though, that's crazy. I was right above you in California. That was like my home state, in the mountains. Yeah, guys, I don't want to drag this on like super long. Yeah, last night here, and I'll be hitting the road tomorrow in the morning, and staying away from the northern side. So a lot of people, someone made a comment that everybody does the southern route or the middle route. They don't do the north route. they're like, all YouTubers do the southern route. You should do the northern route because no one does it, you know, not on video. But after looking at the roads, man, that's like it's just a freeway up there, you know. I could try and take all the little side roads and stuff, but it's like a 4-lane highway, you know. It's like, no, I don't want to, I want to try and stay away from that. And the route I posted, I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time getting down to the southern coast, but yeah, it'll pay off after I get through that little stretch of land and to the coast. Then it should be okay from there on out. Okay, but other than that, yeah, everything's been mailed out. I've been here too long. Oh, so today's the 3rd. Let me see. No, it's the 2nd. So tomorrow will be the extension of my C1 visa. That was extended through what is it? Visa for Bali. So if you guys ever need, they can do your visa remotely, but I didn't realize how easy it is. And all it is I had to pay the amount, the 2,350,000, because I paid the extra 350,000 rupiah just so I didn't have to go in. I didn't have to do anything after I gave. Alicia is a very, very, very good. She speaks Russian and English. Very good person to go through. Because if you're coming to Indonesia, 6 months is a perfect amount of time, man. Because you can do the original C1 visa without a sponsor, and then visa for Bali will be your sponsor basically. But they can do it remotely wherever you're at. I definitely recommend using her because it was fast. I paid for the fast process, and so. I can't imagine coming here and trying to do Indonesia just on the regular 1-month visa, you know, like the visa on, you know, on arrival. Yeah, I can't imagine doing it. So if you guys do a bicycle tour, definitely use her, man. It's ridiculous that how easy it was and how great she was. She worked with me from 9 o'clock in the morning all the way to like, I think it was almost 2 o'clock by the time we had everything wrapped up. And everything was just handled through WhatsApp, communicating with her through WhatsApp. So if you go to their site, just look them up on Google. Google Maps will have the website. There's only really when you want to start a WhatsApp conversation through the WhatsApp, through the website, there'll be 2 names coming up, and Alicia was one of them. But anyway, I just want to give a shameless plug to them because they made this way easier. This is the first time of actually doing an extension, so anytime you have a new learning process, you know, it can be kind of scary. Anytime you're crossing a border for the first time on land was kind of scary. Or not scary, you know what I'm saying. It was just something new. And land border crossing is way easier than airplane crossing. That's for dang sure. So anyway, I just want to give a shout out to her because she was very good, and her business was very professional, very expedient, and yeah, it was awesome. So now you guys know. Happy New Year's to all you people. Thank you so much for the Happy New Year's in my comment section. Another thing I didn't mention is I also want to give a shout out to everybody through this last year because I started a year ago now. The 18th of this coming 18th will be 1 year of a daily vlog. Everything I purchased from, this is my setup for carrying my camera though. It's just a loop on my, a loop on my belt loop. Works out pretty good. That way I can carry it around and not have it fall out of my pocket. So everything from this DJI Action 6 to this, all my new tent and everything was all purchased from donations from Matt Rhodes, which is in the chat room. Everybody from my people like Buka Life that's been following me from the very beginning. David's been donating to me through PayPal, but I can't forget about Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. And just recently, a lot of Malaysians and Indonesians have been donating through the what is it, GoPay and Touch and Go. So I just want to say thank you guys for buying me this equipment. This will allow me to continue another year plus. Hey, Doug. A year plus. So Merry Christmas from you guys to me. Thank you and Happy New Year's. And yeah, this will allow me to actually continue on with my journeys more in luxury and just keep on with this YouTube channel. So hopefully we keep growing. So thank you, everyone. I don't think your tripod has made an appearance lately. Still have it with you, or did you leave it behind somewhere? Oh, yeah, my tripod for my phone. I figured I would not actually set up a tripod. I still have it. And I'll probably use it less, Doug, because the extension, this one, has a little tripod on bottom. It won't be as stable as that a wider base, but I can extend this up and I can switch out. If I want to hold my camera, I can probably just switch out the camera holder. So I don't think I'll need that tripod anymore, because this is a long reach one too. Here, let me see if I can do this. So yeah, look at this, Doug. That's, I mean, yeah, it's gonna have a small base, like that'll be a little hard to do out in the sticks, but yeah, I don't need to carry the extra tripod around. Probably I'll just get rid of it. I'll keep the actual phone holder part and just switch it out for the finger mount right here. And yeah, so I'll probably ditch the wide base and just keep this one. So I hope that answered that. Yeah, because this is a lot smaller than the other one. All right, what do we got here? You are living very fast, and your content will improve so much with the new tools. Congrats! Yeah, I got to hit the. I have to hit the road because tomorrow's the beginning of the 2 months. I got one more extension after that, so it should be cool for the islands too. But I have about 1,211 kilometers to get down to the port before I can go over to Java, and I know I'm going to get beat up by those mountains. But once I get to the coast, it should be a lot easier. There's two major mountain areas that's beginning to give me the hardest time. But on the map that I posted between A and B, it's going to be terrible. So when I go from where it's basically Route B down to Route A, yeah, I think that's how it is. Yeah, so just getting out to the coast is going to whoop my ass. But after I initially get to the coast, it should be a lot better. And I'll be on better roads where I just did the satellite, looking at the satellite view and also street view. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be on the northern route. Yeah, it's a lot flatter. And really, it's like flat with a lot of traffic or a lot of strenuous mountains with, but with less traffic and more open camping areas. So the smarter decision would be struggle on the hills, struggle on the mountains, but have better camping and have better, and have less traffic, you know. So that was my decision. Thank you for the thanks. Yes, thank you all you guys for you know, supporting me. And I knew this was going to come up, so I never really touched any of that money. So yeah, and honestly, it came in handy, you know. And honestly, I just really do appreciate all the people I've had. You know, it's like I have a lot of people that come and go, but there's a few people that just stay here and really appreciate. And some people are silently in the background too. Like David's always silently in the background, but once in a while he pops up and says hi. So I do appreciate the ones that's been with me since Vietnam. I'm surprised that Vietnam was a long time ago. That was when those videos are painful. I went back to those. I know, Matt, you've been watching a few of those. Man, those get you nauseous. I mean, you got to take some Dramamine before you start watching those videos. Yeah, Happy New Year. Andreas. That one's a hard one. 9443, thank you. Some of these handles are kind of strange to figure out, but usually if you click on it and you go to their channel, it has their name, which is nice. It will topple over in the wind when you are, wait, what does it say? What are you talking about, Flea? When he says it will topple over in the wind, it will topple over in the wind when you are out camping. You're talking about, oh, you're talking about the tripod. Yeah, it probably will. It's a better camera though too, so I think it could take a fall, where like my other one couldn't take a fall. That other one has, I mean, the wide base and stuff. I don't know. I just think if I put this down, I'll just keep it in mind that it needs to be somewhat stable, or maybe put a rock or something on holding the tripod down. Yeah, no, I'll make sure I keep that in mind, that the wind could blow it over. But the amount of times that I'm actually going to use it, I don't know. Maybe from a long shot when I'm packing up my tent, I might actually extend it up higher and stuff. But honestly, this camera could probably take a dump and still be okay. Also, yeah, here. Let me do something. Here's that. No, here's the battery pack that it came with. This is one of the reasons. And money's falling out of my. This is one of the reasons I got the Action Adventure set, or for comes with 3 batteries. The one that's in the actual camera, and 2 extra ones. And when I need to charge it, I just charge it up right there, and it charges all 3 of them. Or I can just charge one at a time using my camera. That's the main reason. Although it actually seems like the battery lasts longer on this one. I don't know why, because it has a larger display, and with the larger display I can turn down the lighting on it because you don't need it that bright to see it. Like this right here, I think it's set at, let's see. Okay, look at what the brightness is set at. The brightness is way below 50%, you know, and that's still a good, you know, that's still, hang on a second, come on, get out of that. But that's still a good brightness, so maybe that's the reason why the battery's lasting longer. Yeah, I'm in Jakarta right now. Okay, let me just catch up. Okay, someone asked if I saw any fireworks during the New Year's. They were right outside my door here. But I wasn't really in the mood of trying to walk through. It gets super busy here in old town Jakarta. I mean, like super busy. And I'll walk down to the store. I'm like, I don't feel like going out. They had a light show here too. They had like the drones out. I missed the drones. They were doing like a whole drone display, you know, where they make pictures up in the air, and I just caught the tail end of that. I was trying to rush to go see it because I could see the drones flying around up in the air. But by the time I got to the where they were all located at, it was already over. So I didn't get there in time because it was just so crowded. Jakarta's crazy about the traffic and just how busy it is. The bike's holding up great. I probably need to oil the chain and give it a good washing. But other than that, the brakes are good. Everything's good on it. So me not complaining. The bike's holding up good. Me not complaining about it as much as Hobo 2. Actually, this would be the Hobo 3. So Hobo 1 and Hobo 2. This is Hobo, 3. It's a higher quality bicycle. You know, it really is. It cost me 200 used, but it only had about 60 kilometers on it. With the Shimano, all the Shimano parts and the hydraulic brakes, and yeah, it's just the quality of the bicycle is so much better. So it doesn't give me as much headaches. I'm surprised it hasn't had a flat yet. So I really am. So yeah, it's just the quality. You know, I'm big stickler on go cheap or go home, but quality does pay off. There's some things, you know. So the old rule is you're gonna spend $2 for every dollar you try and save, and I've proved that a lot. You know, the amount trying to go cheap, the amount I end up spending. Like if I had a good quality bicycle to start with, I might not be on my third bicycle. You know, so. But at the same time, I still find it ridiculous to pay $2,000 for a bicycle. You know, I just can't do that because now I'm so financially invested in that bicycle that if I need to go anywhere, I have to mail it to the next place I need to go. And it's so much better just to ditch the bicycle, give it to someone, and then go buy the just plane trip to where you're going and buy another cheap bicycle. But I don't know. It's just me. I try and be as cheap as possible, but sometimes you have to, like waterproof camera. You know, it's I need that waterproof camera. So hello from Australia. Hey Australia, I'm gonna be making my way down there pretty soon there, Peter. I still have to get up to Borneo and then over to Philippines and Papua New Guinea, and then after Papua New Guinea I'll be hitting Australia. I'll be doing the east side of Australia because I don't want to tackle the desert. I just know that deserts can kill you because, you know, I've had some scary situations in the desert. We're running out of water and stuff before, which can be, it can be scary. I like desert travel though. You have a route in mind for the duration of your Indo travels. I have the route that I posted in my, if you read my posts on my channel, Matt, I thought I also sent you a link. Yeah, I did. Check your WhatsApp. I think I sent you the link of my proposed route, Matt. So check that. Yeah, check your WhatsApp. Stuff from Mr. D is going cheap, but yeah, stuff from Mr. DIY stinks, man. It sucks. It's just garbage. We have a store like that in the United States called Harbor Freights. Everything in Harbor Freight's really cheap, but even Harbor Freights actually has some warranties on their stuff. Where DIY is like it's the same type of garbage, you know, China garbage that you get, and unfortunately, if you buy it from DIY, it's gonna break on you. And you know, it's unfortunately like that bicycle light I got was super bright. I mean, it was metal. It looked like it was, but as soon as it got a drop of rain on it, it stopped working. And it's a bicycle light. It's like if anything is gonna be waterproof, you'd think a bicycle light would be waterproof, right? Yeah. Hey, Matt, give that a like. Matt just donated me $5. Thank you, my brother. Dinner's on you. Well, $5. That's next 5 dinners is on you there. Uh, if you guys haven't been to Indonesia, though, Indonesia is like super awesome here. Malaysia's awesome, but Indonesia's got its own character. Definitely one of the nicest people. Now, there was a rumor with the Indonesia is like, oh, it's so dangerous. You could get mugged by the motorcycle gangs, and I know that's real because the guy I was staying with in Lake Toba, the Batak guy that offered me this free spot to camp out or stay in his living room, but I ended up just doing his guest house for like 100,000 rupiah, which is $6. Very nice room. He said his brother was his brother. Anyway, he got mugged for his motorcycle. So I know that's a possibility, but don't let that scare you because I haven't ran into it yet. And I've been carrying around cameras and have my camera out and yeah. So anyway, yeah, just shake off sometimes you got to shake off the rumors of, not the rumors, but you got to shake off the tigers, the monkeys, the cobras, the motorcycle gangs. Don't let that deter you from coming to Indonesia. Indonesia's freaking awesome, man. It is awesome. Food's a really good price. Yeah, very affordable, but the people are just like super cool, man. And they don't let like something like not knowing the language stop them from trying to just be friendly and try and communicate. That's the awesome thing about having Google Translate is you can always just bust that out and talk to each other, and it's cool. So anyway, I just want to say that Indonesia's been really cool to me since I've been here. I definitely recommend coming here. So, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, Peter, I'm coming your way. It'll be a while before I get there, though. It'll be quite a few months because I want to hit as much. I'm going to probably stay the full amount of time here in Indonesia, which is another 4 months. Because I'm traveling, but I'm also living abroad. I'm a financial nomad because my country's too expensive, and I'm a homeless person in my country. And quality of life goes up 4%. I mean, times 4, just leaving the most expensive country in the world. And yeah, it just I love America. America's a great place to travel through. And if one spot's expensive, you can go to a different state, and the prices are better depending on where you're at. But the fact is food. Your big determiners if you can afford to live in your country or not is food and shelter. And unfortunately, in the United States, you can't afford both of them. You can afford one or the other, but it's if you're gonna pay for shelter, you're gonna usually be using something like either food stamps, going to a church and getting they give out boxes and bags like on certain days like Wednesday or something, donation food, and you're trying to supplement, your, living in a house. Where my choice was live in a tent and then I could eat as much food as I wanted. But it's still ridiculous when you leave the store after spending $20 and you only have 4 things in a bag, and yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous. But that was also because I was living in a tent because I'm a traveler. I'm a vagabond over in the United States too. I'm an actual real hobo. Meaning, it took me a while, but I started hopping the trains too, I met a lot of people that were like, you gotta hop the train. So eventually I did, and I realized that's the most awesome experience there is. And now you're hitchhiking, you're hopping trains, it adds to the possibilities of how to get around. I haven't done it internationally yet, but Vagabond is a YouTube channel, and he does international train hopping, and he inspired me. Like, I don't have to worry about it that much. Maybe posting the videos, wait until I'm out of the country before I post the videos that I'm hopping their trains, but it's possible. He's done it. Uh, well, yeah. Well, so it's mind blowing that being out of in the so-called developing country is giving you a higher standard of living compared to being in the U.S. Well, it's giving you a higher standard of living for the same cost, right? So when you're not taking into things like luxury items, I'm not taking into luxury items. I'm only taking in two things. Those two things is shelter and food. So those are the main, but everything else too, like bus systems being cheaper and stuff. So for what we used to call bang for your buck, meaning you can get a lot more bang for your buck. So, leaving a store with 4 items for $20, or leaving the store with 2 bags full of food for $20. Um, like I can get a full bag of food here for around 100,000 ringgits or less, right? Rupiah or less. That's $6. That would not buy anything in the United States. That would buy 2 candy bars. But instead of actually buying a candy bar for the same price of a candy bar, I could go get a nice meal. I could get some great nasi, some rice, and but the thing it would, some chicken, and for the same price as a candy bar. This is unheard of. And if you do a comparison, like you go to McDonald's or Burger King here, which is very expensive compared to just getting street food, you're looking at a meal, like a full meal that would normally cost like $18 to $20, in the United States. You're getting for like $6 here, or $8 here, 6 or 8. But I still find that really expensive. I'm not going to go to Burger King and spend 140 rupiah on something, even though by the global standards that's still reasonable price, when you could just go to a street vendor and get some good local Indonesian food for like 20,000 rupiah, and it's a good meal. It's a lot healthier than going to Burger King. So anyway, so that's what I mean by the standard of living goes up, So regardless if it's a developing country or whatever, even if it's a developing country, the people aren't developing. People are always the same all the way across the board. You just need to learn not to drink sink water. That's okay. Don't drink sink water. That's why the bottled water is so cheap around here, or water shops are. So yeah, I have a hard time saying any country is developing because we all have ghettos and in every country, so because people are people, people don't develop. We're all the same. So just because a country, actually, it probably depends on if your government, how crooked your government is. If your government's super crooked, I would say it's a developing country. You're more developed, the less crooked your country is. But look at how crooked our country is, and we're just better at hiding it. Well, not recently, not with all the fraud going on and stuff. Been going on for a long time. They just happen to got caught, recently. But that's all opinion, guys. I think no matter what country you're going to go to, you're going to have the problem with fraud and the people in government trying to take advantage of that. And yeah, so yeah, 100K rupiah for a person can get you a long ways in Indonesia. At least 4 to 6 meals for a normal Indonesian meal. Yeah, but like a full meal set at any of these burger joints. Well, it's a burger joint. Like A&W down the street, fries, drink, and a burger is like 140 rupiah. And then you go to like the mall. Don't eat food at the mall, man. You're talking 120 rupiah for a dish that you can go get like 30 rupiah. And if you go to 30 rupiah, you're helping out a small business, and it's so much better to help out the small businesses than to help out the larger, So, yeah, I agree with you that you play it smart. But and it's funny is I look at these spots like Burger King, they're busy. They're not busy with just foreigners. They're busy with locals. I'm like, why is that, man? That's just crazy. I guess some people have money that they don't care about spending like that, but yeah. Okay, so car-free Sunday. No, because I'm taking on. Oh, so Jakarta has a. It's Friday today, so I'm taking off on Saturday. Jakarta has a car-free Sunday, just like JB does and KL does over in Malaysia. I'm gonna miss it because I'm gonna be on the road cycling tomorrow. So unfortunately, I'll probably I'm gonna miss that. Otherwise, I'd love to do it. Honestly, car-free Sundays are awesome. Cambodia is pretty nice. Yeah, 15 years ago, Kampot is a great place to hang out and very cheap. Kampot is one of the best places I've been. Yeah. Are you talking about Kampot in Malaysia, right? Yeah, I got a video on it. It's one of my favorite spots. I wasn't there as long. Like if I go back to somewhere, I'll go back to there. But I'm not sure if there's a Kampot in Cambodia. Cambodia was nice, but it was one of the more expensive spots for food and stuff, I think. The prices could be reasonable, but the amount of food they give you is very small. Like a burger's like this big. So you end up paying you need to buy 2 meals just to, have something halfway good to eat. How long are you planning to stay in Jakarta? Is this week your last? Today's my last day. Tomorrow it's on the road. And then I have 2 months from tomorrow. How long will I travel for Russia? Vlad, I'm going to be traveling probably the whole, until I can't travel anymore. Well, I'm never going to stop traveling. Because before this, I was just a traveler. And but how long am I going to do YouTube for? I might as well just keep doing it. I'll just keep YouTube in my life. And how long am I going to be riding a bicycle for? I'm planning on checking off the whole world. So yeah, I'm planning on doing the whole world, or as much as I can on bicycle, because it's a cheap way to get around. I don't have to pay for tickets and stuff. Border crossings way better than airplane crossings. And yeah, in general, it's just a great way to actually see a country. It's a great way so I'm just going to keep going. Usfin over Usfin, Moroccan guy from Let's Go Cycling. I think he's just hit his 3-year anniversary, even though he's only been doing his channel for 1 year. He's been traveling for 3. So good luck, brother. I mean, congratulations, brother. Definitely. So he's been doing it for 3 years, and I've only been doing it a year. So so I'm assuming I have got at least 2 more years. So yeah, now I'm just going to keep traveling on bicycle, and the way I've been doing it is when I get tired, I'll do a little more of the touristy thing, but when I'm on the bicycle, it's basically pedal, and camping, so my content changes off and on. And it just can't. Yes, I got saddle sores. Yeah, so I got saddle sores. Yes, I did when I was pushing those 100+ kilometers a day, because I think I did like 3 days of 100 kilometers. I got some saddle sores. So my thing was I treat them like blisters when I'm walking the Camino or something. I just got some Vaseline and rubbed it down there, and I took a few days off to recover. So yeah, I was getting pretty beat up down there on the butt cheeks. But yeah, now that's Vaseline's the only thing I can think of. I know they have pads for that area, like underwear that you put on them with pads, but I just can't I can't see myself wearing something that looks like I got ass implants on, you know. So I'll just deal with the saddle sores. If I get any in the future, I'll just take a break, rub some Vaseline on it. Route plan is I'll post it again in the post. I'm going to be sticking mostly to the main roads. I'll be going over the mountainside to the south coast. I'm going along more or less the south coast. I will be swinging more northern to the center route. Anyway, I'll post just check my post area. Scroll down a little. You'll see the link will take you to Google Maps to the route I'm more or less going to be taking. All right, guys. I didn't know it was on for 45 minutes. Dang. Tomorrow's a big day, and I'm going to check on out here. If I missed anything, throw it down in the comments, and I'll respond to it. Everybody, well, the reason why I'm going south, because everybody told me to. Everybody's like, you got to do south, got to do south. I'm like, I'm not looking to the mountains. Those last mountains just kicked the crud out of me. But the more I looked on Street View and just satellite view, the northern routes are ugly. Not just ugly, yeah, they're flat, but it's just nonstop traffic. Even from the satellite view, you just count car, like 4 lanes, 2 this way, 2 this way. It's just car. I'm like, I don't want to be in that. That reminds me of Vietnam. Vietnam was very bad that way. And Vietnam was miserable to get through. It really was. It was a hard one to get through. Mostly from all the honking, but, the honking's coming from traffic. So, yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a trouble getting over that mountain. From what I understand, a lot of seasoned cyclists got beat up by the route that I'm actually going to be going through. But that's okay, because once I get through the mountains, I'll be on the coastline and everything should flatten out a little bit. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Update ended up being a lot more than I thought it would be. And yeah, we'll hit the road again tomorrow.
对吧？然后范仲山，对呀，松花线，他们的红石叫腊山。